Okay, so let's talk about ectomorphs here. For as many of you that don't know who ectomorphs are your typical skinny guy, your typical slim guy who eats so much and never seems to gain weight. Your typical slim guy or woman. Ectomorphs can be either women or men. Somatotypes or body types applies to both men and women. Okay? So a typical ectomorph is typically a guy or a woman who seems to eat so much. Everyone thinks this, they think this themselves. They eat so much and they don't seem to gain weight. That's who an ectomorph typically is. And they usually have common characteristics and traits, and these are some of them. So, these are the characteristics. They are naturally lean, they find it hard to gain muscle, they have narrow shoulders and hips, they have a fast metabolism. Now, here are some tips for ectomorphs to actually gain weight. Because a lot of ectomorphs are typically found to be looking to gain weight because they struggle to gain weight compared to other somatotypes. So, for their training routine, they need to avoid overtraining, they need to use longer rest periods, they need to avoid intense cardio, very important. Ectomorphs don't need so much cardio because they already have a fast metabolism. And they need to concentrate on gaining weight in the form of good lean muscle tissue. Train fairly or train with fairly heavy weights at a slower workout pace with longer rest periods between sets. Don't weight train too often or for too long. Eat a diet high in quality foods. Eat more than you're used to and eat often. Keep aerobic activities to a minimum. Still, basically, keep cardio to a minimum. Now, all this means is that basically ectomorphs need to focus more on weight training. As an ectomorph, you need to build muscle, not just quote unquote gain weight, because weight means a lot of things. Our body weight composes of a lot of things, not just muscle alone. It composes of muscle, it composes of water, it composes of fat, it composes of skeletal mass. And you can lose muscle, you can lose fat, you can lose water mass. And what you want to lose is fats and maybe some water mass. You want to keep muscle because that's very important for your metabolism and your overall health and well-being and even your physical looks. So, ectomorphs, you want to focus on building muscle. That's your focus. That's your main focus, not on gaining fats alone. You already can't gain fat, but the best way I realize or I've come to discover from both research and even watching other fitness influencers who were ectomorphs talk about this kind of stuff. Ectomorphs, your best friend, especially in terms of your diet, after weight training, when you need to lift to gain muscle, which is very important for you. But after the weight training part, the most important thing, especially when it comes to the diet aspect of your routine, is actually for you to eat a lot of high calorie foods. You typically need more high calorie foods than a mesomorph or endomorph for the other average guy. You need to eat high calorie foods, and the best way to know if you're eating high calorie foods is to do your research on the kind of foods you're eating, the kind of calories you're consuming, what exactly you're eating. You need to know how much calories is in the food you're eating. And one of the best ways to also eat high calorie foods is to eat foods that are very high in fats and oils, healthy fats especially, such as granules, lots of nuts, yogurts, fatty foods. Foods with lots of oils. Like if you're Nigerian, you can eat lots of soup, lots of what do you call it? Lots of soup, lots of stew, lots of anything that's high in fats, or you can eat avocado. Find foods that are very high in fats and oils. Those kind of foods typically are very high in calories, and you will need them if you want to gain weight as an ectomorph. Focus less on carbohydrates, focus a lot more on healthy fats or eating foods high in fats. As long as it's healthy, it's not dangerous for you. Like, avoid foods that are high in fat, such as your typical fast food burgers and all that shit. Avoid those are mostly even carbs, but also unhealthy fats. Look for the healthy fats foods. So research healthy fast foods and get more of healthy fast food to help you put on weight way more. Also, very important, track your calories. Very important for every single lifter or trainer or person that is trying to get in shape whatsoever. you need to make sure that you actually need to make sure that you're actually doing you're actually eating the right foods. So yeah, you need to eat high calorie foods, very important, and then lift weights. These are the two most important things for people like ectomorphs to gain weight.